Shalom, the elect of the nation of Israel. First and foremost, call the Lodium, La Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Baharash. And double honors to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well and labor in this word and doctrine. So we're going to do a lesson on some articles.
That's right, speaking prophecies, you know.
Yep.
You know, speaking loud and clear now, you know,
That's
at the
right.
point where we don't really, you know, we don't really always have to, you know, say much because it's already taken place. You know what I mean?
But, you know, there's so many things happening all the time, so there's always a way you can look at articles really for a lesson. And throughout it for Brother Azan, he always puts articles in the group chat. So we're constantly updating. So this is from the Washington Post. It says, flooding in Nigeria kills 500, displaces 1.4 million, government says. This is posted October 15th, 2022. Okay, and now, when you think about Nigeria, how many people, like, up in Nigeria, you reckon are Jake? Most of them, man. That's a heavy, you know, Jake-populated place. So when it says flooding in Nigeria kills 500, displaces 1.4 million, government says. So that's a heavy judgment, really, like 1.4 million, and then again 500 killed. Though it doesn't seem like crazy numbers to us now that we know this is true, that shit's about to get really, really bad. That's going to look like nothing. But still, that's a start to make you know that, you know, things are going to get bad, man. Because the flooding, where does it come from? My bad. It wasn't necessarily my fault, but my bad either way. Yep. Alright. Alright, that works. Right, so, as you go on, it says widespread flooding caused by extreme rainfall and the release of excess water from a dam in neighboring Cameroon has left 1.4 million Nigerians displaced and claimed 500 lives, according to government officials. Because flooding can do that, man. Like just like in Pakistan, when there was flooding and people moving around not having homes. You know what I mean? And you know, in the Western world, even if there aren't floods, even if there won't be floods happening or extreme weather conditions, you still won't there'll be reasons for you to have to be out of the place, whether because of financial, you know, economic collapse. You know, so different places will have different lots of different damage. You got some too?
Yeah, I can. So, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. He answered me then. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
So to measure the time means to look at the things that's happening and then relate it to the prophecies referring to the end of the world. So we can see that we're closer to the time that we're going to be delivered if we're the elect.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
So then you'll see this is the time. Right? You're gonna see the signs happening. We can see that more and more problems are occurring for the earth every single day. And it's a blessing that we can see it and we can understand it, because it'd be terrifying to be caught up in it, not knowing what's going on, having that level of fear that you can't fathom, a level of vulnerability, you know, because people don't like to feel vulnerable. They don't. It's an uncomfortable feeling in of itself, and usually the problems that they face that make them feel vulnerable aren't like super vulnerable, that aren't super deep. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's usually like, usually like, I don't know, taking a little bit of risk with your business, like a little bit of vulnerable, or that can make you feel a bit vulnerable, or just sort of being in a social circumstance where you're not too sure if you'll be too friendly with the people, like you won't be able to make good friends. It's kind of like, I don't know, you know, whatever, like boo-hoo, man. You know, like in a time of trouble, you're not going to worry too much about that stuff. Is that 2nd Ezra 9? It can't be 9. You know when it goes into like, you don't want to hear other people's voice, that's 16. Try 16. I'll look for it as well. Bear with
so that one man shall desire to see another and to hear his voice.
Okay, so one man shall desire to see another and hear his voice. In that time of trouble, people are going to want to be able to speak to other people and converse and ask them how the day was and see what they've been up to and see how they've been coping or whatever. People are going to want to do that, but they're not going to be able to. No, think about that picture, right? It's been days, and you just really you just wonder what, whoever the fuck it is, whether you even know him or it's like some guy who's famous, whoever the fuck it is, you're gonna want to know what the fuck's going on, but you're not gonna be able to. It's gonna be, all you know is the household and maybe some neighbors here and there. You know, and even then, there's gonna be a time when people aren't gonna trust their neighbors because they're gonna hear of things, or they're gonna know of things, or they've already been a part of things where neighbors have done, come against them. And I mean, when I'm saying neighbor, I mean colloquially, like a person who lives next to you. All right. But even so, when you look at the word neighbor, your kinfolk, some people who are your kindred will come against you. It's all going to be a circle, you're going to be compassed in chaos. If you're of course going to be judged by the Heavenly Father.
2 Edges 9:3. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
There's not a lot of talks of earthquakes. There's earthquakes happening, man. Earthquakes in diverse places, as the scripture says, man.
That's right, and that's how the Lord is visiting the earth, through various natural disasters. All right, whether it be floods, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, whatever the case may be. All right, that's how the Lord is judging the inhabitants of the earth, for their wickedness.
Was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? Yeah, uproars of the people. I said earthquakes and uproars of the people. Uproars also happen. There's not much talk about that either. And uproars will happen because of these natural disasters. Because they're gonna be like, can you help us, Mr. Government man? And they'll be like, no. I don't feel like doing that. I have all this money that I enjoy. I have more than enough money, but I don't really feel like giving you a penny.
And even that, there's uproars because of strikes.
Yeah.
All right. Job losses. Yeah. Especially this year with a lot of job lapses and stuff like that. All right. People are taking to the streets because if everything is going up, right, like bills and even tax, right, and then wages are not. What do you think they're going to do? They're going to take to the streets because they're not going up.
And when you look back at the jab, the high jab, low jab, the jump shot, I should call it. You look back at the jump shot. The truckers, they were protesting in Canada, and I believe they lost their jobs. They lost their assets in life in general. They got fucked over big time because they were striking because they wanted to. I believe what they wanted to do was I don't know actually. They want to increase pay. It must have been because it was costing a lot of money to push diesel about in these trucks.
Right? Yeah, couple that with fuel as well.
Yeah.
Now people are having to make that decision whether to get fuel, to go to work, or use the little money that they have, to feed themselves. And
Fuel themselves, yeah.
Yeah, and fuel themselves. Yeah.
Made the decision some days. I remember an old video. I don't remember exactly which video. Old Apostle Star video. He said he didn't go to work because of the gas prices. There was some days you can't go to work.
Right. At some point, they might have to start walking. Just any means necessary. They'll do their best to try and cope.
Right. And if you're talking about places like New York City, like where the apostles live, they can do public transport. They can walk. It's pretty known for being that kind of place. You need a car. You're in Manhattan, right? But if you really walk in the streets and people get violent, though, because now you also don't want to go public transport because if you're underground in New York City, you're vulnerable as fuck. You're gonna die so easily. So no one's gonna go around these places. It's gonna be people stuck in confined spaces in their homes and just like not really trying to branch out and see the outside, not trying to make themselves known because of fear of getting attacked, killed, robbed. Men are gonna be like women, it's gonna be crazy, man. When I say men are gonna be like women, I mean they're gonna be like fucking terrified as the weaker vessel. Because they're already men pretending they are women, okay? Save men. Go ahead though.
Yeah, and even certain places, like certain, like workplaces, all right, wherever you live, you might always need a vehicle to reach somewhere because things are generally quite far, you know.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3.
No, sorry, verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And the Lord answered me and said, Write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. The vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry. That's right. Yeah. Just because it's happening at a pace that you might not want it to happen, it's delaying. All right, it must and will come to pass because it's the Most High cannot lie. All right, and now it's speaking more so than ever before. All these prophecies now,
Yeah.
that you can't even really catch up with it.
Well, you can't catch up with things happening every second of the day in general. Like, they're not gonna. No, it's not like every single possible thing that's occurring will have an arc on it, not necessarily. If I'm not wrong, I mean, shit. Whatever the fuck is going on with the military right now, we're not gonna know. We're not gonna know exactly what the elite bankers are saying. They're not gonna put that out for us. So think about how we're not gonna know exactly when they're gonna strike as a serpent, because how are they gonna strike as a serpent? Like, what's their long-term goal? Is to push out the Charagma, the New World Order, the new Novus Ordo Seclorum, but having everybody taking a digital oath to be permanently a slave unto them. So they can have full control. Because when all this chaos is happening, they want to look like the heroes of them. That's the idea. Come in with a cape and say, look, we have the answer. Yeah, there you go. 4 or 5? Is that right? 7 or something like that. Is it 23, 7?
It's one of the straits within its sufficiency. How to do it.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm glad you said that. I think I was thinking about it as well. Yeah. Let me check. Go to Job 20 and 23.
That's it. Job chapter 20, verse 23. When he, alright, talking about Esau, when he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh, Bahasam Yahweh Shai, shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he's eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. That's right, so when he's about to get his new world order, alright, Yahweh Bahasam Yahweh Shai is going to disrupt his plans, alright, when he thinks he can, grab everyone, alright, when he thinks he's got everyone, alright, he's going to get, cast down,
That's what it means. When it goes into filling his belly, it goes into fulfilling his desire and his delights. He's not going to be able to do such. He's not going to be able to do it because by the time, once the Charagma is pushed out and he calls it all, both small and great, free and bond, rich and poor, to take it amongst the whole world, there's going to be a good amount of people amongst the whole world taking it, man. Once that's happened, we know that we're very close. That's when we know we're really close. As Apostle Gabad said verbatim, that's when we know we can pretty much count ourselves, right towards the end. That's a major prophecy.
Verse 25. It is drawn and cometh out of the body, yea, the glittering sword cometh out of his gall, terrors are upon him. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places, a fire not blown shall consume him, he shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
Right. And who is going to be left in his tabernacle? everybody who's not the elect in Babylon the Great will be destroyed in fire.
27. The heaven shall reveal his iniquity, and the earth shall rise up against him. The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath.
His goods shall flow away. All his stuff's going to be gone. All his things is heaped up. The Lord's wrath comes upon the earth. They're not going to be able to use that to save themselves. Right? They can do that to these rulers of these other nations. Like if I give you these missiles and this money, whatever, they make an exchange, they make a negotiation for certain things. The Most High doesn't want to negotiation. The Most High wants to judge. Right? The Most High set you up to where He is, so He can indeed create judgment for it. You have a righteous purpose in judgment.
Verse 29. This is the portion of a wicked man from Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and the heritage appointed unto him
The
by
heritage appointed unto him. That's his inheritance to be wasted away.
and the heritage appointed unto him by Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai.
Again, by Yahweh Bashem Hashem. This is what the Lord has made him to inherit. Basically, to inherit slavery and just being plagued with demons, man. All the way until the end of his 1,000 years of slavery, he'll be burned up and he'll be gone from earth forever.
That's right, no name of him in the streets.
Yep.
No remembrance, like a bad dream.
Yep. Because right now, can you get Isaiah 49:11? No, Psalm 49:11. It's not 10, it's 11. I think you know what I want to test.
Psalm 40. Psalm 49 verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever.
So their inward thought is they'll constantly build their structure, their infrastructure, their buildings, their homes, their house. They're going to live amongst the tabernacle and rule forever. What does it say?
And their dwelling places to all generations.
And their dwelling places to all generations. That means they're going to have continual generational inheritance of what they have been inherited from putting us in captivity and all the shit they've done, all the raping, robbing,
They call their lands after their own names.
They name it after their own lands, and they put their name on it, declaring it as something that is theirs when they've stolen it. Go on, verse 12.
Verse 12. Nevertheless, man being in honour abideth not. He is like the beasts that perish. This their way is their folly, yet their posterity approve their sayings. Selah. Like sheep, they are laid in the grave. Death shall feed on them, and the upright shall have dominion over them in the morning, and their beauty shall consume in the grave from their dwelling. Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, will redeem my soul from the power of the grave. He shall receive me. Selah. Be not thou afraid when one is made rich, when the glory of his house is increased. For when he dieth, he shall carry nothing away. His glory shall not descend after him.
And there's no glory for him. Nothing he's done is going to be glorified in the kingdom of heaven. Yeah, he's glorified in this world full of people who he has completely programmed. Obviously, it's the Heavenly Father who's doing the program. He's used his wicked vessel Eve to program the general populace of the world to be complete morons who submit to his will, submit to his philosophy, submit to this modern way of thinking. Things are more modern.
Verse 18. Though while he lived, he blessed his soul, and men will praise thee when thou doest well to thyself. You shall go to the generation of his father, it shall never see light. The man that is in honour and understandeth not is like the beast that perish.
Again, just like said previously, like the beast that perish. Honored in glory is synonyms really go into the same thing. Being honored means to have much weight. There's much weight. Not upon you, like but there's much weight to you. Go back to the article. This is the article again, Washington Post, and I'll go up again. No, actually I won't. I'll go here. The floods also injured 1,546 people. Inundated 70,566 hectares of farmland. Man. And totally damaged 45,249 homes. Said Nasir Sani Guazo. That's a lot of damage, man.
That's right. Homelessness will be on the rise for that, you know.
Yeah.
Due to those injuries, you know, you'll have contamination and things of that nature, which will, you know, add to the death toll. You know.
I mean, it says quotations and totally damaged 45,249 homes. I'm presuming that means completely just fucked up, isn't it? Like, because you can't run, like, you can't really run your house smoothly because the way it is, its condition. And that's a lot, 45,000. That's a pretty large amount of people, man. Not having a home at the normal time, at least their own homes. It says the permanent secretary in Nigeria's Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. The flooding has affected 27 of Nigeria's 36 states, officials said. 27. Satellite imagery from Landsat 9 showed, what is that? Is it a satellite? Landsat 9? It must be 11. Yeah, probably it says SAT, so probably in Landsat 9. I'm sure if you brothers look it up. Satellite imagery from Landsat 9 must be showed major swelling of the Niger and Benue rivers in southern Nigeria, where, according to the U.S. space agency NASA, floodwaters inundated numerous communities. Where the rivers converged, the imagery revealed floodwaters overwhelming Lokoja, the capital of Kogi State. The flooding continues to the south, including a noticeably widespread area spanning southern Kogi, the northern part of the northern state. The imagery really shows much. Last week, 76 people drowned. That's the only thing that's been happening. Of course, there's many things that's been happening. So how about this one? This is from BBC News. A day ago is 16th of October, 2022. It says, Ebola in Uganda, 3-week lockdown announced in 2 districts. Wow, Ebola outbreak in Uganda.
These pestilences, man, they're just more and more, and the ones, you know, that have already taken place are coming back as well. For example, you know, the MP, the monkey, you know. Obviously we had the crown, which is still, you know, there. And these pestilences, you know, that's how the Lord is punishing the people. Alright?
It said, Red Cross workers sanitized the house in Mubende district after the death of a child thought to be from Ebola. It said, a 3-week lockdown has been declared in 2 districts of Uganda as the country battles an Ebola outbreak. Alright, the country battles an Ebola outbreak. Therefore, if that does spread, then there'll be certain nations that will think or up in Babylon, up in different places in Europe, Asia, they'll also have, you know, restrictions and lockdowns, which should start some other shit, some more, you know, jump shots.
I believe Uganda is a, you know, developing country too. So, you know, if it is, it will have the best of the, you know, healthcare services and things like that. Alright.
Probably not even good at managing people who are ill. Even there's lockdowns and restrictions, they're not able to do that. You know?
That's right. You know, just like how in the Western, you know, hemisphere, right? Obviously, you know, the people aren't accustomed to, you know, as much like earthquakes and floodings, alright? But since they were developing, you know, sort of, you know, quote though they don't really have the, the mindset to deal with it versus, the eastern side of the world. All right.
Yeah, I scroll down a bit. This latest outbreak has killed 19 people among 58 recorded cases. However, the real number of deaths and cases may be higher. The outbreak began in early September in Mwende, about 80 kilometers or 50 miles from the capital, Kampala, and has remained the epicenter. So it was last month it started. Right? President Museveni had previously ruled out Africa, saying the coronavirus airborne virus, so did not require the same measures as seen on weathers. But on Saturday, he halted all movement in and out of Mubende and Kasanda districts for 21 days. Right. And the point's kind of made it, isn't it? Oh, well. Yeah, the president has already ordered police to arrest anyone suspected of having the virus who refused to isolate. Yeah, maybe. So, more pestilences coming. Just again, as it says, it will happen at the beginning of the end. Go down to Matthew 24. Unless she wants to bring some more stuff. Go ahead, go.
Famine and pain, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges, remember.
The scourge is a whip. It's a whipping to end the way.
But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be good taste.
So victuals, actually pronounced victuals. I don't know if it's not victuals going into like the general things require like a
yeah. It's just anything,
Victuals should be cheap. There'll be times that it's going to be cheap, yeah. But if your wages are shit, then it's basically the same fucking price, if not worse. So it's going to look like everything's going to be good in certain circumstances, but it's all going to lead to sudden destruction. Get that out, it's the 2nd Thessalonians. Should I get it? Revelation 4.
Verse 22. Behold, 2nd Edge chapter 16, verse 24. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good taste, and even then shall evils, meaning bad times, grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy.
They're going to escape some things, they're destroyed by another.
Right. Verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish. Or did I read that? Yeah. Verse 23. And the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. Right. Bodies everywhere. And that's going to become a regular and normal thing to behold, to see.
Like people always talk about the cost, not the COST, but the CAUST. The cost that happened to Amalek. When that, you know what I mean? The very hollow cast. You know what I mean? That's the way to call it. When that happened, they show images of bodies everywhere piled up, and they're all sad about it. You know, when they see the photos, well, they're gonna see way worse than that everywhere. It's gonna be a common thing, so they're gonna have to adapt to making that normal. You know what I mean? And that's gonna be obviously like very extremely difficult, right? Especially in general. But like for Storyboy, it's pretty worse. This is because that's 25 and 1. But at the time in the season, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Just like the brother read earlier in Habakkuk 2 and 3, you know, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will not tarry. It will eventually happen. Eventually shit will go down to the point where it's very obvious that it's only going to get progressively worse very quickly. Up into the third woe, like the scripture says in Revelation 11 and 14. It says the second woe was past, and behold the third woe cometh quickly, going into world wars. So World War III shall come quickly. Things will start speeding up, and you see things speed, and things are fast, but things will speed up, like birth pang up, serious pains continue. Like the scripture actually says, I think that's in Isaiah 30. So I'll check. I'll type in birth pang. Oh wait, let me see birth pang. Oh no, that's definitely a word. It does not say birth pang. It just say pang.
I've seen pangs, but try.
Oh, it is. Isaiah 13:6. Howl ye, for the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is at hand. It shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. Therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. They shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrow shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. Right? Pangs going into pains of birth, right? Pangs shall take hold of them. It says, and they shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth, including men and women. People are going to experience pain quite like such. It says, they shall be amazed one at another, their faces shall be as flames. Right? And when you go into Isaiah 13, it's a prophecy. Like verse 1 goes into the burden of Babylon. It's referring to the burden that's coming upon obviously the spiritual Babylon today, Babylon the Great. Okay, I wanted to say ancient, but it's not referring to that. It's referring to not the ancient, this prophecy. Alright, so that's coming to America, and everyone's falling after America, falling after his ways. And everyone's going to have to, everyone's going to get some shit going down. And Lord willing, we get to see Babylon the Great have it the worst. Also, the destruction is going to be the worst, like the biggest destruction ever. It's going to start with an implosion. Western society is going to have an implosion before it has an explosion from Babylon the Great. Going on to Babylon the Great. That's where the explosions are going to happen. That's where the nuclear warheads are all going to just be aimed at. Bang, bang. And of course, Babylon, like you're saying, Babylon the Great will shoot missiles in places because World War III is going to go off. But it's not going to. And people who took the Quran from other places will get judged through war and missiles and whatnot. They're going to get caught up in some bullshit, man. So it is going to be a world war. But back to 1 Thessalonians. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5. Verse 3, it says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. As travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. As travail upon a woman with child. I don't even know it's in there. That's the scripture. Got that. So now, that's when all of a sudden things are fine, and then all of a sudden, like my sister, she wasn't giving birth that night, but we thought she was. And all of a sudden, just pain, and she said splash, she was sitting around, I was like, fuck, she's in the house. Like, it was a bit like, it's like, damn, out of nowhere? Like, is that easy kind of thing? And I was a lot younger then as well, and I've never been around someone who was, about to give birth. But someone like her, you don't want to be around, like, a bit agitated, we're not the woman who get it. Yeah, that's like probably the most agitated time you can get it. It's like, I don't have any scriptures now, do you have scriptures? I think there was another thing you want to bring out, isn't it?
Yeah,
no, Matthew 24, we'll get there.
Oh yeah, Matthew 24, yeah.
Come.
That's right. With peace and safety, just look at the Windows shutdown that happened 2 years ago. How people were locked inside. All right. and now that that things like that have eased up a bit, they're ready to think that things are working out, things are going good because they're trying to enjoy a bit of their freedom again. All right, but they're going to be sadly mistaken.
Very sadly mistaken. You're not gonna have that. You're gonna have a life where things are gonna run the way that you're used to at the time of Jacob's trouble. So you have to now change your values, right? Values will be reassigned.
Matthew chapter 24.
Because when the lockdowns happened, there were values being reassigned to a degree, even in a minuscule manner. A lot of people have now become in good shape. That's but it's essentially is good for them. But it's people have realized certain things about themselves. People found out that their partners were having affairs or whatever. People found out all types of shit. People found out, I do eat too much. If I don't have much hobbies or whatever. People found out, I do fucking hate my life. Now I'm sat in my house. I have to look at myself in the mirror more times than usual. People start to realize something's fucked up about life that they can't explain. And our people don't see things that our people don't think, almost. Let alone read. They don't fucking think. So when shit gets real, they probably still won't think. They'll just probably do. Alright, well, let's rob then. Let's rob motherfuckers. Let's go out there and take this shit. Yeah, that's what Jake will do, man. Just rob, just murder and kill, and just fucking try to act like he's a G.
They let the media think for them. They let society think for them. And that's going to be your downfall.
And the concept of so-called black culture is it's already so disgusting. It's crazy to think how worse is Jake gonna get, so bad we're gonna hate him as much as he, man. Because all nations are gonna be really bad in Jacob's trouble because violence is gonna take over all spots that we're familiar with. So it's everyone's just gonna look. People are gonna want to hear people's voices, but not because they're gonna have this inward mercy. They're gonna still be like, fuck everyone. Everyone scares me now. I can't trust these people. Like what Andrew Tate says, man. People you should, not necessarily the way he words that. I don't think. And even if it was, well, I'll say it like this. People who are really threats to you are people who you've called your friends in the world. Because they're the ones that can betray you. They're the ones that know your weakness and that can hit you with it. But your enemies don't know you enough because they're not been your friends like that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Remember, we're coming to the worst time ever, right? Ever in human history. Far exceeds, the transatlantic slave trade, previous world wars, any, historical event, that was terrible. Okay, so evil's going to be, multiplied worse. Matthew chapter 24, start at verse 3. And as he, which is Yahushua, sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
They've asked him, what is the sign of Yahushua's coming again and the end of the world? So when he starts saying the signs, it's comforting because we're living in those times.
Right. Verse 4, And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the anointed, and shall deceive many. And you shall hear of wars and rumours of wars. See that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. The nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you into affliction, and shall kill you, and you shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. All right. Yeah, sure. So everyone, people are gonna turn on one another, betray each other. All right. And we also hearing of more rumors of wars as well. Okay, North Korea must have shot I think a few. Yeah.
I almost forgot that. Man.
Yeah. I might have the chat as well.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Twitter, buddy. You
Yeah.
everything in there.
Yeah. And I think it's over Japan, if I remember, or
It sounds right. Maybe China.
if I remember. Oh, China, yeah. All right.
One of those fucking places.
Over in the Far East, yeah.
Those places. They shot missiles around there, practicing and shit.
You see?
So what are they practicing for? Fucking pie cake. Practicing for war, man. Practicing to go fight.
That's right. They're not just
They ain't playing ball games. They're fucking going to war. Go ahead.
Yeah, they ain't just building these missiles for display, for decoration. All right, when it costs loads and loads.
Yeah.
All right, to develop and manufacture.
The Smiths, they work hard for them shits. They're fucking smart guys. You gotta give them credit to that level.
Right.
What you do, man.
And you put the spirit on those. Those meant to do it.
You gotta put the spirit on them. There you go. What? You put the spirit on the Smiths. They have this intelligence to actually know how to make a fucking 140,000 pound missile nuclear warheads all over in the front that fucking destroys places, man. That wipes places out, and you ain't trying to inhabit that place again.
That's right.
Because what's gonna happen to Babylon? It should be a desolation. It'll never be inhabited again. That's what the end is, man. And these are just again what are the signs of the coming of the Yahushua's coming at the end of the world, and the beginning of sorrows is happening right now. So again, like the brother said, we're closer than ever before.
Exactly. At verse 11, and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many.
Yep. And false prophets will come and say, no, America isn't Babylon the Great, or no, actually no, Jesus Christ is not coming, or whatever the fuck, man. There's going to be a bunch of people that are going to say these things, but many will be deceived by them.
That's right. Just look at the leader of the USC and what is pushed out again.
What is the latest?
Yeah, the latest.
Because I was thinking about one body, but I don't even know for sure about that yet. Because it was something like, what was it?
It'll come down to
What was it? They said some shit.
I was listening to like I don't know, we'll come back.
Yeah, it's like we'll have to hold it. I've done it for too long, innit? We will come back to it. But it's all good. But like it's all good. Sometimes the Lord uses saying to take things out of our mind. So again, it's a spiritual battle. We're in a spiritual one. We're not trying to make missiles and shit like weirdos. We're trying to wait for the Lord to come back.
That's right. Carnal minded is death.
Yep. And it's easy to be carnal minded in the world for the carnal people. It's easy for carnal people to fucking believe carnal people who are false prophets. So it's all gonna be very obvious to the elect that of course this shit's happening. Number one, the Bible says so. Number two, look at this world. Look at this fucking place, man. Of course people are gonna be fucking raged. Oh, I didn't like when shit's hitting the fan. They're fucking clubbing and twerking. When society is on the brink to collapse, nobody cares. Nobody cares, man. Nobody cares about anything, man.
Oh, I think that was it. Yeah, about it's just 144,000.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't
yeah.
think
Yeah.
It was Nate that mentioned that, but that's another one that came to mind.
Okay.
Unless it was him, if I remember correct. But that was stated.
Which is not true. The 144,000 is not the whole of the elect. That's the governing body of the elect.
That's right. You got the 1/3. The multitude of believers in Babylon the Great.
Yeah.
Friends of the prophets. All right. Women and children.
Right. Yeah. Because 144,000 is only men. So what the fuck you on about?
Exactly.
What the fuck are you? What an idiot, man.
You'll have women that be saved through childbearing too.
Right.
All right.
I mean, yeah. There you go. There's actually gonna be a beautiful number saved, considering that the majority are gonna get absolutely destroyed. It's like can you get that? Like a wave is greater than. Or do you want to get Zechariah? I'll get Zechariah 13 if that's what you want.
All right.
Is that what you want to get?
Yeah. The wave is stronger.
That is in. Try 2 Corinthians 8:1. Oh, read 2 Corinthians 8:1 and then 2 Corinthians 9:16.
The Most High hath made this world many, the world to come, you
Jane, the world to come is for few, though there will be a beautiful multitude of people being saved. It's ultimately it's a few, because hey man, the earth is populated with a lot of people right now. Let that guy William tell you.
Yeah, they're back on earth to receive judgment as well. That's probably why there's more spirits back on the earth.
No, 9 is 16.
9 is 16. Second Edges chapter 9, verse 16. Like as a wave is greater than a drop.
Yeah. Oh wait. Do you want to start? Yeah. My fault.
No, I should have.
No, we can actually start. We can start pretty high up now. We can start to start verse 9.
Second Edges chapter 9, verse 9. Then shall they be in pitiful case, which now have abused my ways.
And who's that referring to? Our people, man, who have abused the ways of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, his law, statutes, his commandments, his instructions for how to walk in life, man.
That's right. His ways are life as well.
Yep. His ways are life. His ways are nothing but death. A bunch of dead bodies that are walking around, spiritually dead people.
And they that have cast them away despitefully shall dwell in torments.
Right. So, those that despise and cast out the ways of the Heavenly Father from their life, they're going to dwell in torments and be in pitiful case. And the torments are going to be light ones. Of course, the Most High will have mercy on who He has mercy. For the most part, if you're judged, man. You're going to know, you're going to feel it. You're going to really feel judgment, man. God.
For such as in their life have received benefits and have not known me.
Who's the biggest benefit getter in this fucking world? Is that devil fucking bitch. Eve, our enemy as well, man. Never trust thine enemy. She who is thine enemy. Alright, remember these scriptures. You gotta watch out for Eve, man. Eve doesn't fuck with us at all, really. Eve doesn't fuck with Jake. Usually in the world, a lot of the time. Man. You tell me you're gonna fuck with us? No way, man. It's very rare, and it's a lot. Some brothers do actually have Israelite women, as wives, and they hearken. And that's a top tier blessing right there.
Very. That's right. They'll hand join in hand. The wicked shall not go unpunished. And Eve is joined, to Esau.
Yeah, man.
All right, and Esau's using Eve, all right, to exploit, the rest of our nation.
Go.
And the destruction of a nation starts within the household too.
Yep, absolutely. Man, right. Again, Andrew Tate brings out a lot of stuff that's true, man. He's talking about how, if you're a regular man in the world, you don't even have sovereignty. You don't have sovereignty. You're constantly pushed to slave. Your children don't respect you. Your wife don't fucking listen to you. You can't think about really being masculine in the same way. You don't have the philosophy to actually even overcome this peril in life. You don't have the idea all the Lord's will. I must be strong. I have to hold back tears sometimes. I gotta do this. I gotta just accept that this is my life. This is my lot. You can't think like that. So what the fuck are you gonna do? You're just gonna obey it. Fuck it. If I obey, maybe I'll get some cash. Maybe I'll do this someday and I can achieve my goal some other week. They're just sort of living by life, trying to make themselves fit in. All right. And the brother's saying, it starts with the household, man. The household is, if your house is in order, you're not going to think about the disorder of other places, really are. You're going to think about rebelling. And we're not here to physically rebel. I'm just saying, you're definitely going to think about rebelling, though, if you ain't got shit to do. Right. There's yeah, man. Right. If you, because they'll take everything from you, man. What are we going to do now? What are we going to do? You got no house, nothing. Nobody to contact. You can't charge your phone with no house. Where are you gonna go? What are you gonna do? Do you work still? Oh, they took your work and your assets. Okay, now what? What are you gonna do?
Right, you're left there now.
Right? They probably have something for the woman, but not for you. Because it is, hey man, the woman can pass the man. In the scriptures. Yeah. What do you say? Don't hand join in hand?
Yeah.
If they're just because it's basically it's like a 10-on-1 for each Jake who believes in this truth. Can you get Isaiah 59 and 19 about the show?
Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun.
My fault, bro. 15, my fault.
Verse 15. Yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey.
Yep, so truth faileth in this earth. There's no truth prevailing and blossoming for people to hear and actually, I need to commend it, I need to repent. There isn't that beautiful feeling of there's conviction, but we're only human. We must change. We must accept that. This is how they don't have this type of humility towards the truth. It's failing in terms of how the earth is not pushed out. Not literally failing. It ain't failing. It's though it tarry, wait for it, will tarry not. But truth faileth in the earth, essentially, the way it is right now. Because the Lord has allowed wicked to prevail, so truth cannot prevail. So only wickedness can prevail, so the people who have the wealth and control, they can keep having it. The people are having them, getting fucking filed in their brains. And then what can they do then? What can they do? What you gonna do?
That's right. Esau's truth, which is a lie, his philosophies that is pushed everywhere, that's all rooted in lies, wickedness. All right, and the truth, once the truth has been spoken, it's going to break down these strongholds, these lies, and uproot them.
Verse 15, yea, truth faileth, and he that departeth from evil maketh himself a prey, and the Lord saw it, and it displeased him that there was no judgment.
Right, so when you depart from evil, you make yourself a prey unto these damn devils, right? And there was no righteous judgment for that, man. There's no righteous judgment going out. And the Lord is seeing it, and of course it's displeasing him, considering of course it's his will. But his will was to make this judgment happen for displeasure only for this period of time. Because you gotta think about it, it's been a long time for us, but time for the Lord is not the same. It's been like nothing for him.
Right? 1,000 days to the Lord.
Yep. A day, well, 1,000 years to us today. Go First Peter 3:8. I think it's there. Or Second Peter 3:8. Either way, it's there. 3:8. First Peter or Second Peter. Either way, it's there.
Which now it'd be like nearly 2 days to the Lord, isn't it?
I was actually thinking that. 2,000 years.
Years as one day.
There you go.
That's right, yeah. As we spoke before.
Verse 9, the Lord is not slack concerning his promise.
Yep.
As some men count slackness.
There you go. He's not slack concerning his promise. He's not letting the displeasure happen for no reason. He's not gonna do it forever. This is not the world forever. Don't worry. It is not the world forever, man. It's clearly on the brink of collapse. Alright?
But he's long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
Now, is everybody going to come to repentance in the nation of Israel? No. But of course, this is his will. He wants all the elect ultimately, right? Which brings me really to the scripture we're looking at. Zechariah chapter 13 and verse 8. It shall come to pass that in all the land. Now, in what land?
Babylon the Great.
Right, America, man. The place that is ruling the earth right now. The great city that reigns over the kings of the earth. This is the land. Yep. Saith Yahweh Ba'Shem Yashai, right? It shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die. So
right.
2/3 of our people in Babylon shall be destroyed.
66.6 recurring percent of our nation, basically, yeah.
But the third shall be left. There you go. The 1/3. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, so they shall, the 1/3, alright, of our people who will be delivered from Babylon the Great, okay, shall indeed be put through tribulation as well. So you get Acts 14:22, while I finish this. So that's why it says, now I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. Right, the way you put gold in that fire to heat it up and purify it is the same way the elect will be put in real hard times to only strengthen their faith and strengthen their character, so to speak. Right, they'll be more courageous, more brave, more strength, man. Be able to operate quicker, problem solve in circumstances that are really bad, not even just better, but probably the first time ever you're gonna I don't know, just have to be. The things are gonna be so bad you don't have a reference point to how to prepare for it, kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? Like if you've never done jiu-jitsu and you grapple some guy, you're not gonna fucking rise to the occasion. You need to prepare. You know what I mean?
That's right. And what also would you remember more? Experiencing something or just talking about that thing. All right, going through it. That's what's gonna try you. That's what's gonna put
Because
That's
what
right.
does experience even mean? It goes into X goes into
Out.
and then
Periods to try.
appear. I believe it means to appear.
All
Yeah.
right.
So you're appearing again, which essentially is trying. You're constantly appearing in this environment, so you're understanding it more. You go to a job site, you understand it more. You know.
That's right.
I've been playing chess for a bit. Me and Mashar have, and like yesterday, because I haven't been playing much recently, so I was kind of like when I played a game again, I was like, fuck, like I need to just like. I noticed that, right? I was like, oh shit, 'cause I haven't been playing a lot actually this week or anything. But then I did play, a game one day, and I played again. All of a sudden, I was like, okay, so I'm back in it again. Another thing I did is yesterday.